Distinguished participants, welcome to the workshop Unlocking and Future-Proofing Air Quality Management in Asia, organized by the United Nations Environment Programme, the Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific, and the Asset Deposition Monitoring Network in East Asia. We would like to welcome our on-site guests here at the UN Conference Center in Bangkok, as well as our online participants. Thank you all for joining us today. Please note this workshop is being recorded and we will share the presentations and the videos after the event. My name is Aurélia Lemoine. I work at the Secretariat for the EANET, hosted by UNEP, and I will be facilitating today's workshop with our esteemed guests and colleagues. It is now my pleasure to welcome Ms. Maria Cristina Zucca, Head of the Pollution and Health Unit at UNEP, to deliver the welcome remarks.
Thank you very much, and good morning to everyone. Esteemed guests and colleagues in Bangkok and those online. On behalf of UNEP, I'm pleased to welcome you at the Multi-stakeholder Consultation Workshop for Improved Multilateral and Environmental Cooperation, focusing on unlocking and future-proofing air quality management in Asia. I wish to extend our appreciation to our co-organizers, ESCAP and the Asset Deposition Monitoring Network in East Asia, EANET, and other partners for helping deliver this event. Air pollution, as you know, is one of the most pressing environmental health crises globally. It is responsible for close to 7 million deaths annually, and the bulk of this, about 70%, occur in Asia Pacific. At the 6th session of the United Nations Environment Assembly, or UNEA 6, early this year, held in Nairobi, member states underscored the need to elevate efforts on addressing air pollution and adopted a new resolution on promoting regional cooperation on air pollution to improve air quality globally. The resolution encourages countries to set national ambient quality standards, bearing in mind the recently amended WHO's air quality guidelines. There has been some progress to this end in the region. About 66% of countries have ambient air quality standards set in a legislatively empowered instrument. This is good news because this is the foundation for robust national air quality governance. But we also know that more action is needed. Environmental risks, including air pollution, could hit the point of no return, as environmental risks continue to dominate the risk landscape in the short and in the long term. Many efforts have been implemented to tackle air pollution, but we know that these have not been able to fully address the problem and need to be more responsive to emerging global and regional challenges. These challenges include the region's rapidly aging population and their increased vulnerability to air pollution. By 2050, 1 in 4 people in Asia Pacific will be over 60 years old. Studies have shown that air pollution leads to higher health costs among older people, even after accounting for their relatively shorter life expectancy and increased disability. Another area of concern in air pollution is the one that comes from wildfires. And the number of wildfires could increase by 50% by 2100 due to the climate crisis. Land degradation and desertification also could affect people's health due to respiratory diseases from dust, from wind erosion, and other air pollutants. The World Environment Day next week will put a spotlight on this issue, particularly on desertification, land degradation, and drought resilience. It's critical that we anticipate future challenges and we jointly identify solutions to mitigate their impacts. The new resolution that I mentioned from UNEA requests UNEP to form and facilitate a cooperation network on air quality, working with interested governments, UN organizations, multilateral environmental agreements, international and regional initiatives such as EANET, the ESCAP's Regional Action Program on Air Pollution, Mali Declaration, ASEAN-ACE Agreement, Asia-Pacific Cleaner Partnership, among others. It also requests UNEP to provide an online knowledge platform, and we will hear about it in a dedicated presentation from the UNEP convened Climate and Clean Air Coalition, or CCAC. This network, the network that I mentioned, has various tasks, including to continue raising awareness on the impacts of air pollution and on the importance of solutions. It will support capacity building, and it will encourage further collaboration. We look forward to your suggestions during these 2 days on initial focus areas of the network and partners who are interested in joining. Multilateralism is key to achieving clean and healthy air. UNEP will continue to support member states towards this goal. UNEP's Asia-Pacific Clean Air Partnership, which I already mentioned, has been working to promote regional knowledge sharing and facilitating implementation of clean air measures. UNEP is also hosting the Secretariat of EANET. It's an intergovernmental initiative focusing acid deposition and various air pollution-related activities, and the Climate and Clean Air Coalition, also mentioned, which focuses particularly on reducing short-lived climate pollutants. UNEP is also working closely with ESCAP to support the implementation of the Regional Action Program on Air Pollution. We look forward to working together, pooling our resources, knowledge, and expertise to foster strength and collaboration, develop innovative solutions, and pave the way towards a future with cleaner, healthier air for both present and future generations. Thank you very much, and I wish you and us a fruitful and productive meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Zucca. Dear participants, it is now my pleasure to invite Mr. Sangmin Nam, Director of the Environment and Development Division of ESCAP, to deliver his welcome remarks.
Good morning, distinguished participants and old and new partners. I'm really excited to welcome you to this important multi-stakeholder consultation meeting. Also, I'm pleased to collaborate with the UNEP and EANET Secretariat for organizing this meeting and have many representatives from our member state and partner organizations. Some of you I have worked over maybe 15, almost now 20 years, so it is also exciting to see the older face and also many new faces. And as Maria mentioned, this air pollution is not just a mental issue, it's a major public health crisis in Asia Pacific, which accounts for 70% of global premature deaths attributable to air pollution. And also we are well recognized its impact on, especially on these vulnerable groups, women, children, and the elderly, as Maria highlighted, the correlation between this aging society in Asia Pacific and the impact of air pollution, and also those living in poverty. We also recognize that this rapid urbanization, so each year about 4 or 5 size of Bangkok city populations are moving into city in Asia Pacific. So with this continuing and accelerating urbanization, we also see increasing air pollution in many of our cities. And this is threatening our fundamental right to clean and healthy and sustainable environment for all. But many of you are part of a sub-regional or regional and multilateral cooperation in Asia Pacific. But despite our efforts, we were able to manage only a small part of air pollution crisis. And we also, as you are part of this process, you are well recognized that many parts of those problems could be jointly effectively addressed through more coordinated efforts and actions. So in that regard, now we are at an important juncture with this regional action program on air pollution, which was adopted in 2022, and the new UNEA 6 resolution, as Maria mentioned, adopted this February, which promote regional cooperation on air pollution to improve air quality globally. Maria also highlighted the few mandates given in this resolution, including national air quality standards and regulations. But I would like to highlight the point that this resolution invites regional and sub-regional cooperation bodies and institutions, as well as financial institutions, to develop and implement regional solutions to address air pollution, especially highlighting coordinated efforts among regional and sub-regional bodies and also financial institutions, including here ADB. Also, we are pleased that this resolution, RAPAP, provided a major impetus to the development of this resolution. So the starting point for UNEA 6 resolution development was the adoption of a regional action program on air pollution, RAPAP. So, and RAPAP also calls on strengthening existing platforms for generating and sharing knowledge on air pollution initiative, policies and technologies, and facilitating comprehensive engagement with the major groups and stakeholders. So it is intended not to create its own organizational structure or independent entity, but it is intended, RAPAP is intended to serve as an open platform and instrument for region-wide cooperation. So in this regard, tomorrow we will have a discussion on RAPAP partnership and coordination platform to facilitate the complementaries among multilateral and multi-stakeholder cooperation mechanisms, and also by serving as a repository of collaborative work and scaling up the impact of a joint actions. So I'm repeating again the point that the critical need of strengthening regional cooperation cannot be really overstated. So by working together, leveraging our collective expertise and fostering a spirit of cooperation, we can make significant strides towards a cleaner air and healthy future. So I hope we can jointly utilize this opportunity to strengthen our regional partnership and strategies for air quality management in Asia Pacific. Thank you for your participation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nam. Dear participants, it is now my pleasure to invite Mr. Ngoc, Deputy Director General of the Vietnam Institute of Meteorology, Hydrology and Climate Change at the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment, Vietnam, and Chairperson of the EANET IG25, to deliver his welcome remarks.
Thank you. Ms. Cristina Zucca of UNEP, Mr. Sangmin Nam of ESCAP, distinguished friends, good morning. I would like to begin by saying that I've been working on acid deposition and air pollution for nearly 10 years. And during this year, I have a chance to discuss with my colleagues, many of my colleagues here, about the potential to expand the scope of EANET from the pure acid deposition monitoring to other air pollutants like PM10, PM2.5, ozone, and VOC, volatile organic compounds as well. And along with the expansion of the scope of EANET, the EANET also extended its collaboration partners with international organizations and other research institutions in the region to foster the regional collaboration on air quality management. And also we are now going to address the linkage between air quality, air pollution, and climate changes as well. So it is my great pleasure to be here today to open the regional workshop on unlocking and future-proofing air quality management in Asia on behalf of my colleagues at the EANET. The workshop is co-organized with UNEP and ESCAP. The goal is to support regional implementation of the UNEP resolution on promoting regional cooperation on air quality to improve air quality globally and to support discussion to unlock and future-proof for air quality management in the region. EANET is an intergovernmental initiative established in 2001 to create a common understanding on state of the acid deposition in the region in East Asia to provide useful inputs for the decision making at various levels and promote cooperation among countries. We look at the dry and wet deposition, ambient concentration of acidifying atmospheric substances, including sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, as well as particulate matters. As such, the EANET air quality database includes air quality concentration of air quality monitor in more than 60 stations across the Southeast Asia and North Asia region. In the year 2021, recognizing the need for the addressing of the air pollution issue in addition to focusing on only acid deposition, at the 23rd Intergovernmental Meeting of the EANET, we decided to expand the scope of EANET to include additional air pollutants like PM10, PM2.5, ozone, and volatile organic compounds. At the same meeting, we also decided to establish the EANET Project Funds mechanism to foster collaboration with other organizations outside of the EANET network and to mobilize additional resources in support of the project activities that related to air quality management, particularly in the EANET developing countries. Over the last 3 years, several projects focus on studying the possibility of LCS low-cost sensor on air quality monitoring and the feasibility of how to integrate the LCS into conventional air quality monitoring networks, and also the studies on VOC, volatile organic compounds, and the possibility to develop the standards or the guidelines for ambient air quality for VOC in some countries was conducted with the EANET supported funds. And in these studies, Vietnam is also one of the participating countries in these studies. And with rapid urbanization and economic development in Asia, air pollution and climate change has been intensified in the region and globally. Recent studies have proved that air quality and climate change are interconnected. Along with the extreme weather and like in Vietnam, we witness the extreme weather and the drought season and the Sunti intrusion in the Mekong Delta. To address this complex issue, we need interdisciplinary approach with regional collaboration to share data and new pollution control technologies as well. With its foundation as an intergovernmental organization, the EANET is ready to work with research institutions and governments in the world and Asian region to promote regional and multilateral collaboration on air quality management and climate change. Against this backdrop, as part of EANET public awareness activities, EANET is collaborating with UNEP and ESCAP to organize this workshop on air quality management. In the next 2 days, experts from the Asian and beyond will present and discuss about the key challenges and emerging issues on air pollution, climate change, the impacts on human health, and the linkage between climate change and air pollution, and also the financial path for air pollution. Back to back with this workshop, the EANET participating countries will get together and start discussing the preparation of the next medium-term plan for the period 2026 to 2030. The presentation and discussion at this workshop will contribute to the inputs of our discussion so that we can formulate the next activities for the next circle, 5-year circle. So I look forward to hearing and learning from all of you with our discussion and presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, we will continue to strengthen multilateralism to advance air quality management in Asia and the world, and we hope to collaborate with many of you. Thank you very much.